Alright, I don't think that I had my camera recording when I did this, so I want to explain what I did. I'm going to build the top of the toolbox, and it's going to be basically kind of like a frame and panel, like a door that would have a raised panel in the center. Although this is kind of faux, it's not really, but the techniques are similar, very much the same. So the wood is going to be 3.5 inches wide. I marked 3.5 and did a knife line and marked square that way, and I cut proud of the line. Once I cut the other one, which is what I'm fixing to do, then I'll plane everything to this line. So what I want to do, this wood has a knot in it here and a little knot here. I don't know if I can completely avoid that knot, but that knot is not that bad. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But this knot is not that bad. So I'm going to mark 3.5 down here. And 3.5 down here. And do exactly the same thing I did with this one. I'll run me a line. And I'll make me a knife line. I'm not really doing anything with this knife line except using it because I know that it's a possibility that the pencil line will be harder to see, and as I plane, and so what'll happen is that knife line, I will see clearly when my plane hits that line. That's why. No other reason. We're gonna mark just like when that knife line there fell, that knife fell into that knife line. When I hit that with that plane, I will know it. I'll be able to see it really well. Even if something were to happen and I couldn't see the pencil line all that well, I would see that, come here you, that knife line really well. And this is a rip saw. I would use this to rip, but it's a back saw and it will only go so deep. So I use an actual rip saw, and I'm going to come like 1/4 inch to the waist side of this wood. And try to stay square with that mark I made across the face of this board. And just rip the board to a width. When I need to lift the board up so that I can cut longer down the length of the board more, when I reach where I'm going to hit my bench top, then I'll Now, let me see something, if I can. Will that clear? Yeah, it will. All right. Ta-da! And that will make side rails for the tool trays that are going in this box. So, what I want to do now is put this in the vise and get close. Actually, in actuality, what I'm going to do, stand by. I need to clear off some space. And when you're working with there's a reason I'm doing what I'm fixing to do. If you're in my situation and you are working on an outdoor bench, this bench, even though I do my very best to level it, and I just leveled it not too long ago, and I think it's pretty level, it's outside. It's exposed to hot and cold, wet and dry, all of that. So we're not going to trust this surface to be dead flat. And I know a lot of guys do on their indoor benches. You shouldn't even do that, in my opinion. But I'm going to lay this board that I know is reasonably flat down here, and I'm going to do one of these numbers. Let me make sure I've got the, I want to, you see how one of them is a little bit taller than the other? I want to put that in the back. I want to set them down like this. Open up my vise while I'm thinking about it. Will that fit in there? All right. I'm going to set them down like this. Made up the ends as best I can. Now I know both of those edges are laying on this flat board. Okay? So, now I might have to do that again because this might be against the grain. So, we'll find out. What I'm doing right now is this board is taller and it's not even, this outside board. So I want to get everything close to flat with this first. So I'll work on the sections that need it. And then as we near that line, I want to start checking square so that I'll know whether I need to lean this way or lean that way in order to create a square board. Alright, now I'm taking a lot off, but I actually don't want to take that much off. So, that's looking pretty blooming good. This doesn't have to absolutely be square. I'm going to put a chamfer on. Well, actually, no. This does. I do want this square. Never mind. I'm thinking skirt, not top. I mean, I'm still taking a pretty good sized bite, but it's not too big. But I am going to back it up just a hair. That's a bit too much. Beautiful. What this doesn't have to be is it doesn't have to be exactly 3.5 inches. They just have to be close to one another and close to the sideboards. So that they don't look off. And it's kind of long. I want to try to, yeah, beautiful. What I'm trying to do, I want to try to keep these shavings, the vast majority of them. I'm going to see if there's anyone at my church that can use these shavings as a fire starter this winter. So those two boards are gonna mate, and they will mate up. Let me show you what I mean. Remember I said they needed to be close in width to the sideboards. What I mean is we will go, hold on, that moved a bit. Sorry. Hopefully it didn't cause issues with video, but there'll be a paneling. It'll be like a frame and panel. Of course, it won't be this wide. These will be cut shorter to fit the width, the depth of the box, but like that. And then one of them will go up top there, so that, and there'll be a panel in the center. And so they don't have to be exact, they just have to be where they don't look weird. What I try to do is try to kind of feel the grain direction. I'm pretty sure this is against, but I need to, this doesn't go exactly in the center of this board, so I need to make sure that I lay the plane on the same side every time. In order to do that, sometimes I'll be going against the grain, and I'll have to go lightly and carefully. These planes, no matter which one you get, even the really expensive ones tend to clog. This one I repaired, and it's working, but really need another one, a newer one, or a better one, or however you want to call it. I'll make this one work as long as I can. I might end up having to try to build another one. Because it's pretty much, if you're going to do furniture and things of that nature, you pretty much have to have one of these. And now, I'm going to do these. I started to be stupid and say, oh, these should be easier because they're shorter. But we all know what would happen if I said that, right? So we're not going to do that. And the plane will bottom out here when it reaches a 1/4 inch depth. So that will go like that. Now I'll have to plane the edge of one of those because it's not exactly centered. That's all right. I can make it do what I need it to do. Not a problem. I'm just gonna eyeball. I know I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna eyeball what straight is on this shoulder. I'm gonna go this. No, I'm not marking anything. I'm just going to use my eye. And the thing of it is, if it's a little narrow, it won't hurt anything. But if it's a little thick, I'll trim it with a chisel. I'm not going to worry about it too awful much. I need shoulders on here that will fit in into that those slots. That's pretty doggone good. It's not quite square. That's all right. Lovely. All right. And they will go in, will go together like this, hopefully. There might be some gaps in it. It's all right. It's a flipping toolbox. It's not meant to be a work of art. It's meant to hold tools so that I can work. And I don't have a lot of time to futz around with stuff and make it work. So that way. And there's a panel that will go in the center in that groove. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.